And welcome back, everyone, to What If Goku was as smart as Bulma? Dragon Ball Z What If Part 7. Last time, the gang dealt with the aftermath of King Cold and what that brought. Learning to control Super Saiyan was a dangerous prospect, but they were able to do it. And then all of a sudden, a stranger comes knocking on the door. They also went to Namek and brought their friends back, but a stranger comes knocking on the door. Who is this blue-haired woman? She claims to be Goku and Bulma's daughter, but that's impossible. They don't have a daughter yet. Do. Okay, I'm done. Sorry, I like doing it. Come on, if I can do the voice, I'm gonna do the voice now and then. So, yes, last time we went through the resurrection, and the last bits of Frieza Force, now Vegeta Force, on Namek being taken care of. Ganging, potential unlock, people being resurrected. Great stuff, fun time. Well, we cut now to the present, where this woman who has called herself Bra, as introducing herself, has told Goku and Bulma that she is their daughter. And they're like, wait, what the hell are you talking about? It's like, oh, I gotta explain. Let me back it up. And she actually explains she's from the future. I am your daughter from the future. You're going to, at some point, have me. Pretty soon, as a matter of fact. And I'm coming back because of this. And then Bulma probably stops and actually says, wait. Why are you wouldn't you telling us this prevent you from being born? And this is something where I understand why Trunks didn't tell anyone. He was afraid he wouldn't be born. And then that wouldn't happen. But as we learned, that's not quite how time travel works. And I could see Bra basically saying, I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, from what Mom told me, you told me, Mom, you and Dad are definitely keep yourselves busy. Which Bulma, I think Goku plus like, yes, it's like, well, we have an active sex life. What? but besides that, but that's not the point. I mean, yeah, we're not gonna stop that. But I mean, how do you know you're gonna be born? I was like, how do you know this isn't going to change things? Trust me, Mom, we actually worked out the kinks. I mean, the whole point here is to prevent the future that's about to happen anyway. So if anything, changes is what I want to happen. And besides that, we learned that some changes are not going to be able to be prevented. You knowing that I'm your daughter is actually not going to change anything fundamentally. Which, when you really break it down, it doesn't. Goku knowing that Trunks is their son didn't change anything at all. Now, it would have changed some things up if he had maybe told Bulma and Vegeta then, because they were not together. And up until you get to Super, they're not really that staple of a couple. So take that for what it's worth. But in this case, they're a couple. They're married. They're happily married. They have an active rumpy puppy life. Rumpy pumpy. Hide Mr. Winky and. Okay, I'm done. Which is find all the colorful names you can for sex, folks, or terminology for sex. Anyway, so yeah, in this case, it doesn't matter. But she tells them the reason I'm here is because this is what happened. She tells them about Jiro, about the androids that were created, and that even Raditz, Gohan, they were unable to do anything about it. And Goku says, what about me? Wasn't I able to try to help? Unfortunately, no, you don't even get a crack at him. You passed away before it happened. What? A new heart virus came about. And Goku's like, I don't even get a crack at these guys? Come on. It's like, what? Really? You've heard everything I just said and still want to fight them? Well, of course. I mean, yeah, it's kind of scary, but it doesn't mean I still don't want to try to fight. And she smiles like, you're just as mom told. And so she gets there's no cure for it. In my time, there is. Mom, maybe you can reverse engineer. I always blank on that word. Reverse engineer and make sure we have a steady supply of it. It's like, yeah, it certainly can't hurt. There's one other thing I want to do, Dad, before I go. But I want to just, can we go outside? I was like, sure. I don't see why not. And the god says, I know, just test how strong you really are. And I never got to challenge you as a kid, so this is my chance. And Goku was like, you're definitely my kid. All right, you're on. And so they square off, and they start out light face form. Goku's still obviously the superior fighter. He is noticing that Bra is very strong. Like, you are pretty strong, but is this really all you got? Come on, can you do a Kari? It's like, I got better than that. And she transformed to Super Saiyan. It's like, oh, so you can transform into Super Saiyan.
Awesome. Well then, let's crank it up a notch. And he powers up again. They go, they fight it out for a bit, and ultimately Goku wins. She basically said, thanks, Dad. I'd stick around, but as much as I'm not worried about any immediate changes, I don't want to push my luck. And so she takes out the time machine, heads over, gets into it, heads out, all as well as it ends well. But there is the question of, well, I guess I better let the guys know. And then, well, hold on, let's call them over. And she tells everyone, like, they get everyone over, Tien, Chaozu. By the way, someone brought it up, and it was a good point. I forgot to mention it. Krillin probably knows how to use the Spirit Bomb at this point, but Chaozu would definitely know how to use the Spirit Bomb. That would definitely seem like something that'd be more up Chaozu's alley than the Kaioken. Doesn't mean that he can't use a Kaioken, he just can't use it at high levels. Same with Krillin, but it's a bit more in the opposite. Krillin struggles a bit more with the Spirit Bomb, but has a lot easier time using the Kaioken. So, with that said, they all come over. I mean, Raditz is living with him right at the moment, so he overheard everything. And they're basically getting relayed what they're going to be doing. We need to train it. We need to train hard. Krillin asks if he can stick around and train with Goku again. It's like, yeah, no problem. Kami was made aware of this, and Goku does mention, hey, it's funny, I haven't seen Piccolo in a while. It's like, hey, Kami, have you noticed Piccolo at all recently? You know where he is? It's like, And remember, I gave Kami his youth back in the last episode, so he is much stronger. And like I said, I think he's maxed out right now at about $100 grand. But there are avenues we can go with to change that. Point being, though, is like, now as you mentioned, I have not located since Piccolo for a while now. I know, though, I doubt he'd wish to participate. Sadly, his power has not been able to keep up with the vast improvements yours have been doing. And I feel that has really chafed his gizzard. Whatever. Chafed his buttocks. No. I feel that has caused whatever growth he may have been having to regress back into a more vengeful state. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep a watch out for him. Because yeah, Kami's noticing he hasn't heard hide nor hair of Piccolo in a while. Not that Piccolo talks to him at all, but Piccolo usually shows up for these things. But ever since the Frieza thing, he saw just how strong Goku and Raditz had gotten. Yeah, Piccolo has not shown up. So the question is, where is Piccolo? Well, they can't worry about that right now because they got to do some training. Everyone's doing their own thing mostly. Tien, Chaozu, Yamcha, they're doing their own training. Tien and Chaozu are definitely able to get some good training in, but Chaozu is so below Tien that Tien can't get any real good training in there. Kami does offer the Room of Spirited Time for them to use. And they do all have, well, at least the humans, all at least have one more day in the Room of Spirited Time before it will eventually get remodeled. Honestly, Kami's even considering with his new power being able to remodel it as it is, or not remodel it, upgrade it. Yeah, it's thinking of upgrading it as is, but he figures might as well let them all get their final days out of it before I decide to do that. So everyone's training. Krill is the one of the four that's going to get the biggest improvement because he's got the biggest walls to climb. He's using the gravity chamber nonstop, training with Gohan a lot, training with Raditz, and training with Goku. And remember, this is over 3 years. So I'm not going to really be giving power levels at this point because at this point they're going to get too ridiculous. And besides the fact I did write them down, there's no real canon power levels. And there's going to be some alternate power takes in this anyway. But despite that, Krillin definitely gets a serious needed boost. His power is definitely now in an area where he can at least kind of compete with them. And I mean compete. Because he can now use a Kaioken times 20, which even if he had, say, just a base power of 5 million, would put him at 100 million, which would put him near Frieza levels. Now, I will say this. He's probably stronger than that at this point because he's actually got serious training methods by a good margin. So that at least puts him in a conversation to be had. However, one of the things that Goku has been trying to push for a while is training. First off, he's been trying to help Gohan and Raditz access Super Saiyan. Raditz ultimately is the first one to access it finally, and they practice with it, turning it on and off. It gets easier as you do it. And Gohan is soon to follow afterwards. And this is after Gohan kind of gets over his apprehension. He knows that he still has to get stronger to help protect people. So ultimately, Raditz, him, and his dad are, training, and they eventually get that, and they can now go back and forth with their Akari forms. But Goku wants to try to actually train with Akari in Super Saiyan, like they did when they fought and obliterated Cold. By the way, right now, base to base, Goku's still got a ways to go before he's going to hit Rad's level, but he's definitely now capable of actually competing a lot more evenly with Raditz. But what they're trying to figure out, Goku tries first off like transferring into Akari while in Super Saiyan, or vice versa, and both are so volatile that it's not really, he can't seem to will it off right from the get. What he does ultimately come to the idea about is asking Bulma, "Hey Bulma, wait a minute, I have an idea. I can't seem to think of this. I can't seem to get the feeling right of it. But why don't we use the flux wave generator? It's it was how we gained Akari last time. Are you sure, Goku? It might be a little dangerous." It's like, oh, it's okay. Worst case scenario, Raditz can just put me in check, right, bro? And both Krillin and Raditz and Gohan are both like, we'll do it if we have to. And so he's like, all right, and he transforms into Super Saiyan. All right, ready or not? Okay, give it to me, Bulma. And then he gets hit with the flux waves, and yeah, he starts to just he's feeling the Akari, but this doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel like Akari being. This feels like something else is happening. Kakarot, you get Dad, the Goku, and Goku starts to transform. And this is the first time since he was a kid. And he's just starting to go blank. He's trying to keep his mind and composure together, but he can't do it. And they finally just, and standing there is the golden Ozaru Goku. And they're like, what? And he turned into the Great Ape, but he's still a Super Saiyan. Holy, his power level's unreal. Damn it, Kakarot. Kakarot is on. And then Goku's just starting to go crazy. Just boom, boom. Eventually, they're able to get him under control. Not because he calms down, but because they're able to just get in real quick. Goku doesn't have a tail, by the way. Remember that. So just taking his tail off, actually, in this case, isn't going to do anything. So he just comes in and just boom, just gets a quick shot in the back of his head. Just, boom, transforms again. So that, after the fact happens, they're like, what was that? It was so different. I was blinded by rage. And, oh, man, but the power was intense. Now, people who know me know where this might go, but do you? I mean, after all, that is the setup, isn't it? But I also got a bunch of people, I know I got viewers who are like, please don't do that again. Oh, God. So let's be very clear right now. Obviously, this is a precursor to the Super Saiyan 4 form. Sorry, this is actually when you made a flux wave generator, this came as a logical conclusion. So that said, after a while, they eventually go and try it again. And this time, Goku once again starts raging. This time, it is Bulma, his wife, the woman he loves, who's able to find, who's basically the pain in the situation. And he just sees her tear. She's crying about the way her husband's, and he's just, and just finally powers down. But when it's all said and done, he's not in Super Saiyan 4. See, the reason the Super Saiyan 4 thing happened, it is difficult to say. You could argue it's because he had a tail, but Vegeta was able to do it too. I like the idea, at least in this case, because his attempt was to get Akari Super Saiyan, that he gets kind of a pseudo Super Saiyan 4. Like it's beyond Super Saiyan 3, but it's not Super Saiyan 4. When he powers on, now he's got the Saiyan eyes, the yellow eyes there. But they're more like, and yellow and green. It's more like a very pale green, because it's the yellow and the green mixing together. But you can see his pupils, his hair. His hair is the style of Super Saiyan 4, but it's a gold. It's still yellow or yellowish gold, but like a deep, almost like metallical, like a dark burnt gold color. He also does have some fur now on his arms. But he doesn't have a tail. He doesn't have the fur chest. But now he's kind of like in this weird middle form. See? I circumvented the scenario. I circumvented expectations there. Now, with training, will he get the Super Saiyan 4 form? Obviously, I've set this up so he can do that. And I probably will do that at some point, because I don't use it in every scenario, obviously. But when makes sense to me, I will use it because I like the form. It is one of the few good things of GT, in my opinion. Some people don't. That's cool. But he's just standing there, and there he is in Super Saiyan Akari, which is a 500 times multiplier as opposed to the 50 or 10 times multiplier. So his power is just, they're all just like, whoa. He finally comes. Now, that being said, unlike Super Saiyan 4, where he is still basically in control, maybe a little bit more primal aggressive, here, this is kind of like a Broly scenario where he's doing everything he can to just keep himself constant. God, go on. And he finally just breathes, and he's just kind of settles into the power, and he's standing there in this enhanced power. And everyone can sense it. Like, the whole planet's rocking a little bit from that level of power, just like it did with Super Saiyan 3. So the next remaining years are him just gaining control of this form. And while he does eventually gain the ability to transform into it from one of the other forms, he can't do it in base, and it's right now it's like Super Saiyan 3. He can do it, but it's murder on his body. This is like Super Saiyan 3 or like a Kaioken times 20 constantly on. It is harsh on his body. It's not going to kill him from overuse, but it will just wreck him. And so the years pass, and the day that the androids are coming happens. And before that, everyone else had like a one more go in the hyperbolic time chamber. At least the humans did. Goku says he wants to save that just in case for another rainy day kind of scenario, because he's already, he's got Super Saiyan Akari. He's good right now. So with that said, they meet in the spot that the androids are supposed to meet at. And they're wondering what's going to happen. How are we supposed to know when they're going to show up? And then obviously the buildings start to explode. It's like, okay, we got to go find them. And everyone goes, and they're looking. And ultimately, just like before, I don't think there's any reason for this to change, Yamcha's the first one to find the androids. Now, should note that the androids here are stronger than they are in the original. This is due to the fact that someone brought up that these androids would be stronger because they've been able to analyze Goku's power output since he's been on Earth the whole time. He's never left the planet except for when he and Bulma went into space and made Gohan. So these androids should be stronger. Now, granted, the androids were calibrated and increased in strength because they figured Goku would continue to get stronger, but they didn't account for massive multiplier transformations, at least in the original. Here, they probably don't initially account for that. They do probably recalibrate for that, but they have to make those changes, and the fact that these transformations are so intense means that I still think that 19 and Jiro himself are weaker than like Super Saiyan. They're stronger than Akari, absolutely, except for maybe Raditz, who's base. But at this point, Goku and him are probably just about even in base. Goku might still be a little lower, but his Super Saiyan Akari makes him the stronger of the two. But, yeah, so, I mean, him and Goku probably in Akari can take them, but Goku goes Super Saiyan just to be safe. Goku also, thanks to his wife, his doting wife, has been taking medication daily for, like, the last month, so he does not get the heart virus in this version. Goes about the same, the fight with Goku in 19, except when 19 absorbs his energy, he's not struggling with the heart virus, so he's just like, well, I'm not going to do that again, just comes in, and they clash for a while more, except this time, being an intelligent individual as he is, actually goes for where he can see the energies being absorbed and just takes off both of 19's hands, and then just blasts him to hell. It's like, Jiro's like, ugh, and then Raditz and Gohan both like, boom, transform. All right, Jiro, don't, Jiro, this is over. Oh, so you knew who I was from the beginning. It's like, you think I wouldn't know the man who created the Red Ribbon Army? And your aspirations end here. I'm not letting you come to fruition again. You think you can beat me, don't you, Goku? But I have news for you. You're probably right. And he just like fires, like it explodes the area with an energy blast. Everyone's fine, but he's hightailing it to his left. Damn it all! It's like, I have to get to the lab. I have to get to it. I have to activate my plan B. I just hope it's ready, and I just hope nothing goes wrong with it. And so, Jiro tries to get there, but ultimately they end up finding Jiro anyway. So they all just like, it's over, Jiro. Damn it all. Well then, I guess it's time for plan B-1. And he was hoping to get to the lab this. Well then, I may die, Goku, but the Red Ribbon Army will live on. As he just has this, it's revealed like his hand just kind of goes, and a button just boop, It's like, what? And just finally, Goku and the kid just kind of like draw and quarter him a little bit. And he's like, what was that? As I said, Goku, the Red Ribbon Army will live on beyond me. We will have our revenge. Cut to when you have to press the button. A capsule opens in Jiro's lab, and a figure walks out of there. Looking around, they see the other capsules, everything along those lines, and just says, screw it. And just as Jiro's being killed, his lab explodes, killing 16, 17, and 18, and the sub-basement, because this individual knew everything Jiro was basically planning, because Jiro told him, taking everything out because, no, I'm going to be the one to do it. I don't give a rat's ass about the Red Ribbon Army. I want Goku. I want Goku. And so, while they hear the explosion, and while they can't sense it, they see the figure standing there from the distance, and it's like, wait, is that?
Yeah, it's been a long time, Goku.
And there is Piccolo. Where has Piccolo been all this time? Piccolo went out of his way to find the good doctor, because the good Dr. Jiro, and made a deal with him. He said that I will get it. If you can do it, I will do it. I will give me all the enhancements you can. Use your fancy mathematics, your calculations to alter my power, and add on to my power, and I'll be the one that takes out Goku for you. I've got the edge too, because what? Those Dragon Balls, if I die, they're useless. They can't afford to kill me. So I've got an edge over him. And Jiro heard this and is like, it's an excellent backup plan, to say the least. And so, for the last 3 years, he has been making him the strongest cyborg he can. He surpasses not just 17 and 18, but 16 and even Cell to some degrees. Now, is he stronger than, say, Perfect Cell? Like full power Perfect Cell? I won't go that far. I will not go that far in saying he's strong. At least what this version of Perfect Cell would be anyway. I won't go that far, because this version of 18 and 17 would also be much more powerful than their canon counterparts. But he is, by all accounts now, the strongest guy on the planet, at least as far as he's concerned, and as far as the good doctor is concerned. Why'd you do it, Piccolo? You think I've been going through some personal change, Goku? That I've been growing softer, weak? All I've wanted to do was grow strong enough to kill you, but I've never been able to do it. So I sought the one man I knew might be able to help. The Red Ribbon Army was a force the world feared, just like my father. If anyone could have given me the power to kill you, it would have been them. And he just takes off his way close, and he powers up, showing off his power. While they can't sense his energy anymore, they can still feel the power coming off him. Like, has he gotten mad? It's like, no, I don't think he has. Guys, stay back on this one. And then Goku goes Super Saiyan, and just, he just kind of flies over to Piccolo, and they kind of stare at each other. I think this is personal. And they stare each other down, and the fight commences. Boom! And it is knockout, knuckle brawl. Just, And Piccolo is, by all accounts, stronger than Goku now. Like, he's stronger. Like, if Goku, say, is using just arbitrary numbers here. If Goku is, say, 5 out of 10, easy way for numbers. Piccolo right now is coming in at a 7 out of 10. Goku is still putting up a really good fight, but he is weaker than Piccolo. And Piccolo also, he got everything, including the energy absorption. And because he can extend his arms, it becomes more tricky. And Goku says, like, damn it, the drill came in there.
That's right, Goku. You're not going to be able to get that, do any fancy Kamehameha on me. That Super Saiyan form of yours means nothing. And he just comes in, and just like grabs him by the throat. In fact, I don't think you even deserve this energy. Why do I take it off your hands? It's like, get in! Tuck her off! And then Goku finally just blasts him point blank. Kamehameha!
Piccolo just goes flying back. And Piccolo is hurt, but he's still relatively okay.
You caught me off guard, Goku, but that won't work twice. Give it up while you still can.
And Goku's like,
you know you can't kill me, otherwise your precious Dragon Balls aren't going to work anymore. Just give it up and die easy. Sima-san,
And then Goku's like, damn it. Powers up finally to Akari Super Saiyan. Piccolo's like, what? And there is Akari Super Saiyan. And Piccolo didn't know anything about this form. Like, what the hell is this? And because he can still sense energy, he's like, he just says, even though Goku got a portion of his energy stolen, he just completely like I said, if Goku's a 5 and Piccolo's a 7, let's say Piccolo drained him down to a 4. 4 times 10 is still 40. So I was like, what? I'm sorry it had to be this way, Piccolo. I thought we were making some progress. I thought maybe one day we could have been friends. Goku's voice would still be rougher, but I guess I was wrong. I can't let you go on hurting people the way you are, and being a selfish child. It just comes in again, just boom, boom, starts beating the living hell out of Piccolo. Piccolo tries to go, like, just Goku, but just rips the hands off. I'm sorry, Piccolo, but it's over. But Piccolo, again, Jerome went all out here because Piccolo isn't a standard cyborg / android. He's more closer to Cell because he still kept his biology. He's able to regenerate his hands, but unfortunately he's like, damn it, and then Goku just boom, it just knocks him out cold. It's like, Goku, bring him to the lookout now. It's like, right, and they get him there, and they have his eyes on him, and Piccolo's there sitting in front of Kami, and he's just like, think what happened, what you've become, you are making progress, Piccolo. What happened?
Progress? Yeah, my goals and my aspirations, they never changed. Only the gap between powers. So I did what I had to, and I do it again. Go ahead, Kami. Kill me just like you were all those years ago. Come on, do it. End it.
And he's just goading Kami, but Kami's just looking at him. And Piccolo,
you think you're any better? Wishing for youth?
I didn't wish for my youth. My youth was given to me as back to me as a gift. And I'm not going to be squandering this gift this time, Piccolo. It's time for you to go back where you belong.
And say, what's that supposed to mean? You're gonna seal me like my father?
No, Piccolo. That's not where you belong. Where you belong is where you belong is where we both belong. It's like, wait, what are you doing?
No, and then Goku, back still in the Kari Super Saiyan, grabs, hold him. It's like, no, what are you doing?
Hopefully you'll find peace within me. Hopefully you'll find peace again, Piccolo, when we are together again.
And just no. And then finally, Piccolo is absorbed back in the Kami, and they are the original Namekian again. Now, this adds a bunch of things back to Kami. We know that because they are the same person, it's Piccolo's power is said to like doubled roughly when he fused with Kami. He also gained all of Kami's wisdom and knowledge. The question is, what would have happened had it been the other way around? Would all of Piccolo's strength gone into Kami? I'm inclined to say yes, but they did say that they wanted to use Piccolo's body as the medium. So my guess is yes, all of Piccolo's power would have gone into Kami, but he still would have had the body of old man Kami. Here, though, he has his youth back 100%. So all the power of Piccolo, all the enhancements, everything are now back in the Kami. It's like, wait, so are you still Kami?
You could, if you'd like to refer to me as such, though I am the one who birthed Kami and Piccolo. I am the original Namekian who came to Earth. There is one issue though that will have to be resolved.
And they can sense and Kami's power is even greater now than Piccolo's was. And Goku still is more powerful, but he's like a legitimate Z fighter if he wants to be. And so it's like, but wait, so everything okay?
Everything but one thing though. Popo, there may be an active for now, but please collect the Dragon Balls. There's something that needs to be attended to.
And so Popo goes, gets the Dragon Balls. Wait, why are the Dragon Balls inactive?
Because they were created by Kami, but when we combined back together, they became inactive. I will need to reactivate them one more time. The darkness in Piccolo's heart may never go, but I can temper it. I can ease it. I can understand it, and hopefully, I'll be able to rid it of myself one day.
And so he reactivates and recreates the Dragon Balls. Now, are these the Black Star Dragon Balls? I'm going to say no. For the sake of just storytelling, I'm going to say no. But now there you have it. That is the end of the Android and Cell saga. We did it in one. Which now begs the question. I normally don't try to figure out how many chapters we have or parts we have left until I get around to the Super Saga or the Dragon Ball Super, because it's just easy to figure it out. But I'm just figuring out how many parts we have left to this, because we got the week of What If coming up. We have at least 3 left. We have at least 3 for this. We have at least 2 for the Naruto one. And then we'll be moving on to other ones. But until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review at some point. Hit that bell for notification, and I'll see you later.